What's going on, people? TroopzTV. Back again. Back our blood clot again, blood. You understand? We have another interview for the people, them. We have former US men's team #1 goalkeeper. Unfortunately for him, his first appearance in England was for Manchester United. But then he moved to Everton. And now he is one of the main pundits on NBC Sports, Mr. Tim Howard.
Where your accent is so heavy. What part of London are you from?
Oh, I'm from Northwest London.
Northwest London. Listen, amazing. I can't believe it's my first time on a show. Shame on you. I need to be on more often.
Bro, I'm big fans of you lot. You, Robbie Earl, obviously he's Jamaican, so I'm half Jamaican.
I know.
So yeah, you get me. I got big love for you lot. The only thing I don't like is you played for the Manx.
I know.
I don't mind Everton. Everton, all right. One of my good friends is Everton, so he'll be excited when I tell him that I had a chat with you. I like this. I like the glasses, man. Yo, you got a bit of drip in it.
Appreciate it, man. Oh, I could listen to you all day, man. I miss the boys.
You miss London, like you miss England.
Yeah, just my, all those are my guys, So I grew, 15 years there. It's just like, it's home, So.
So obviously, what you class Liverpool as home, innit? Because that's like where you spent most of your time.
I lived in Manchester the entire time.
Oh, what you stayed? You actually? Oh, okay. Because it's only a 45-minute drive.
Yeah, I was in Hale Barnes. And then the Everton training grounds out by Liverpool Airport. So it's not even downtown.
Okay.
So I stayed in the same house for that long. Yeah.
Okay. So like, what did you prefer your time at United or Everton?
Everton.
Obviously, your time was a bit short at United.
Yeah, I was young.
Yeah,
United was like all consuming, man. I was 22 years old. I was like, what? It's Everton for sure. But United was great. I mean, the team that I played on United with Roy Keane, Scholes, Giggs, Van Nistelrooy, Ferdinand. Man, that team was unbelievable.
CR7 was there as well as a little baby.
Cristiano was there. Wayne Rooney was there for 1 year before I went the other way. So, yeah.
Are you still on his Christmas list because he blanked G Nev? And I see Keno's still on the list. Rio's on the list. Are you still on it, like, because he's just crossing man off one by one?
You're crossing them all. Don't cross him, bro. I'll tell you what. Oh, man, it's crazy.
What's your thoughts on that situation?
On who?
On the whole Ten Hag and CR7 situation.
Listen, you knew what it was going to be like from the beginning. So, and I've said this in commentary on NBC, like, they want him to leave in the summer. He didn't. You then put him on the bench. You know what's going to happen. Like you're dealing with let's face it. You're dealing with a god. You don't treat Messi or Ronaldo there's just certain players you don't treat a certain way. And you and me both don't buy into like everyone. It's a team. And everyone. No, it's not. It's different. It's always been different. You can't ask somebody to be superhuman and to score 50 goals every season and then ask them to be the water carrier. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. And so it was always going to end bad. It's just, and then he's got the nerve in the derby when they get thrashed to say, well, out of respect, I didn't want to bring him off the bench because he's who he is. And then it's a terrible situation. I think it mishandled.
Do you think he's still got something to offer? Do you think he's going to light up the World Cup?
Yeah, because I think he's fit as could be. And I think he is, again, superhuman. And I think he's always played better when he has a chip on his shoulder, which is pretty much every game. Mm-hmm. Listen, he was top goal scorer for Manchester United last season. Like, tell me when the top goal scorer for Manchester United the season before doesn't play this season because of tactics. Give me a break.
Facts. So speaking of the World Cup, how are you feeling about the US of A? You had your opening game yesterday, 1-1 draw with Wales. If I be honest, like Wales didn't really offer a lot. Like I thought they were very defensive. I thought they'd be more free flowing. Like I remember them in the Euros, they were attacking. Like I remember the Belgian game. It was a very entertaining game, but it was kind of dull.
It was. I was shocked. I thought Wales were horrifically poor. Now, granted, that was their game plan, and then at the end of it. I'm saying if I'm in the Wales locker room, they're probably saying, well done, lads. That was a game plan. Suck the energy out of them. Let them press. Let them get on the ball. The game's going to get stretched and we'll get something. And they did. So, like, as bad as I thought Wales was, maybe that was the plan. So, disappointed for the U.S. because obviously, 3 points is amazing considering, if you have the 3 points and you get one, it feels completely different. But I think they got out of the group just barely.
So you think they will get out of the group?
Yeah, I think they have to. I think they have to. England are some bad boys. Like you have to go into that game humble and know that they can. You know, they've got goals on the bench, by the way. So like, it's a joke that they can bring on the players that they can bring on, and they're still going to be hungry for goals. Like they're not just going to sit back and just control the game. You know, so I think the U.S. has to be very wary and humble about how they attack this game, not get opened up too much because it'll go down to goal difference. I think Wales will beat Iran. I think U.S. will beat Iran in the last game, and England will sweep the group. That means Wales and the U.S. will probably be on 4 points. So it's just going to be a matter of goal difference.
How come Gio didn't start yesterday? I was like kind of surprised, like, because for me, like, he's the one. Like, I know everyone's like Captain America, Christian Pulisic, but for me, it's Gio's the one that.
Yeah,
he's the one basically.
I agree with you, and I think a lot of people were wondering that. You know, listening to Greg Berhalter a little bit after the game, had his reasoning, but yeah, look, Gio is a young player who is incredibly arrogant in the right way, in a good way. You know, feels like he should be in these moments. Plays in big moments for Borussia Dortmund. So, you know, I really love Gio Reyna, and I think that's probably the World Cup is about magical moments. You know, and so it's kind of one of those things where I feel like he probably will play next game. You know, it'll be a big game for the U.S. and they're going to need players who can get on the ball because I don't think they'll have a lot of it.
So, are you going for the win in the England game? I just got because if you come out with a draw and then you beat Iran, you're probably through, innit?
Yeah, you're definitely through. But I don't think they can go for the win. I think going for the win opens himself up and they get exposed. And I do. I think England are just I think they can dominate that game, England. So the US has got to be careful.
How far do you think England can go?
Not as far as previous tournaments, if I'm being honest.
You don't think we'll emulate Russia, the semis?
No.
Because if you look at the side of the draw we're on as well, there's not really, it's France, but with the loss of Benzema and there's no Kimpembe, there's no Pogba, there's no Kante. There's a lot on, there's a lot on Griezmann and Mbappe and Giroud. Whereas us, we, like you said, we can bring on Rashford, we can bring on Wilson, we can bring on Grealish. Foden didn't even start. Like, it's ridiculous the talent that we have going forward.
Yeah, I'm just weary. I don't disagree with you at all, and I don't think France is the France that we've come to know because of the injuries. Giroud and Griezmann wouldn't put fear in me at this point. You know, if I'm an English team, I do. I think they have an opportunity, but it feels different this tournament. If they do get through and continue to progress through the later stages, I think it'll be less sensational than it has been in the last couple of years. They are talented. I do. I worry about them defensively a little bit. I think that is against the big top teams. That's going to be a problem. But that being said, Gareth plays slightly defensive, so that might help them in some of those games.
How do you think he's doing at the moment? Because obviously we've gone into it with like a bad run of form, but then we lit up the place against Iran. And he went to a back four. Like, we were praying for this. Like, we don't want the 5. Like, I don't want to see a 5 when we play you lot.
Right. No, I know. I think that he gets a bit of stick, because I think he's got these Rolls Royce players, right? And he's got the handbrake on. I don't know. I don't mind the way he plays. Now, some of my English friends will say, take the handbrake off, let him fly forward. But, he is a bit cagey. And I think to your point, they have enough match winners throughout the squad. Forget the starting 11. They have enough match winners that if they just keep things tidy, they'll win more matches than not. And I know the buildup hasn't been great, but if I'm being honest with you, the buildup hasn't been great for a lot of teams. I mean, the way that the friendlies coming out of August and into September and a lot of players, it's not been easy. It's not been easy. Normally you have a run of 3 friendly games prior to the World Cup and everyone feels good about themselves. It's not been the way this year for a lot of teams.
Who do you think will win the World Cup? Who are you going for? What's your choice?
I mean, if I'm being honest, the romantic in me,
Brazil.
Well, I think Brazil, even though I don't know if they are the best Brazil team I've seen, but they're very good. Look, for our generation, I would love to see Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi lift the trophy. I know Argentina didn't have a great start, but I don't know. There's just something special and historic about one of those guys lifting the trophy and capping off. Especially for Messi, he'll only ever be compared to Maradona. And Maradona won the World Cup, and so we know what the Argentine fans are like. So I think it'd be special if one of them did.
So you've got like a big advert / commercial dropping.
Yeah.
I've seen it. It's a big like that's a big director. Like he done the Avengers, no?
Yes. Yeah. Listen. Go ahead.
Where was my invite? Because I'm seeing soccer v football, and I'm seeing Crisp versus Chips. Where's my invite for that one, blood?
Listen.
You want to say you want to pull up on me, but then you forget about me. Even Philly, where was my invite, bro?
Listen, that's on me. I apologize.
All
yeah,
right.
Michael Bay was, very, very rarely am I like awestruck. And then you hear about Michael Bay and the movies he's directed, and he's world renowned, and then all of a sudden you see him and he's larger than life. But the campaign's been brilliant. Soccer versus football, Chris versus Chip. I mean, listen, no matter what, it brings the fans together, and that's what Frito-Lay's tried to do. But when you think about the people in the commercial, like I was just like, David Beckham, Peyton Manning, Chicharito, myself. I just thought like, wow, being a part of this is incredible. So listen, for me, it doesn't matter. I called it soccer my entire life.
Yeah, I was disappointed. Like, you get me? You came across the pond. I thought you would have brought that back with you.
Listen, and then I go live over there for 15 years, and all I do is call it football. So either way, don't forget the chips or the crisps. Whatever you call it, just make sure you have those.
Facts. That is the catchphrase, blood. So what are you keeping it as soccer?
No,
you call it
football.
How do you go? Like football. You go for football.
I bounce back and forth, and I think that's kind of the way the American fan has consumed the game now. People bounce. I can have a conversation, and if I meet a guy in New York and he wants to talk about Chelsea and he calls it soccer, we don't call it soccer. And if I meet another guy and he calls it or woman and they call it football, we call it football. Like we just bounce back and forth, man. It's kind of just it's very American on how we do it.
The game is growing as well, like, because obviously I see when you lot went down to Philly, the crowds were immense, bro. I would have gone down, but my producer was he let me down. I'll be real with you. He don't let me down normally, but he let me down that day.
All right. Well, listen, next time, because I tell you what, man, that fan fest was out of control. It was beautiful to see where we started with NBC, and then for Philly to kind of be the culmination of like this is the standard bearer now. Like, wow. I mean, people were wrapped. We had the whole town, the basically City Hall essentially in Philadelphia, and the line was wrapped around one block, 5 a.m. It was just incredible.
So, are there plans for any more? Like any plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just announced Orlando in January. So
okay, jet ski. Put that in your diary. Orlando, FanFest, NBC. We're pulling up, baby. That one, if he lets me down, then we got it on camera now, yeah? Like, you understand? You got away with it last time. You get me? But I appreciate you coming on, Tim, man. Real talk, man. I appreciate your time. I love the work you do. Obviously, I gave you a bit of stick when you was a goalkeeper against Arsenal. I apologize for that. If you heard a few obscenities coming from the away end at Goodison Park, I apologize for that one.
I knew it was you. It's okay.
I apologize for that one, blood. You get me? But definitely, man, it was good to see you, good to meet you, and I just wish you all the best, man.
Thank you, brother. Great seeing you.
Good to see you, bro. Thank you.